Messi's moved the meter, but I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. I think what's more of a surprise to me is he led World Cup qualifying in goal scoring while being 37-38 in Major League Soccer. I think that tells you he really is a unicorn.
What's going on, Taylor? Appreciate the time that you're giving us here today to talk about the MLS Cup playoffs, featuring Inter Miami and Nashville in the first round, along with a bunch of other matchups. Which matchup are you most excited to see, heading into this first round, man?
I think Inter Miami Nashville is going to take the headlines just because how decision day went. However, hell is real is pretty good, my man. It's one of the best rivalries this league has. Columbus, Cincinnati. Columbus somehow finding a way to be a 7 seed to avoid the play-in game helps them get healthy before it. Columbus undefeated against Cincinnati, even though Cincinnati it was the 2nd seed this year. So I think we're looking at those two series really taking the headlines for the first round of the playoffs.
Messi is very likely to win MVP here, Taylor.
He'll win MVP, buddy.
Can you talk about the season that he's had, man, and the impact that he's had overall on MLS, for him to win the Golden Boot, tie the league lead in assists, and have almost the record for goal contributions in 2025?
And also lead World Cup qualifying in CONMEBOL and goal scoring for Argentina at the age of 38. The fact that he's 1 assist in his career from 400 assists. Listen, it's very difficult, and I know I'm paid to do this, to find words to describe Messi. What has not been said about the man? The way he's carried himself on and off the field, the Club World Cup, the fact that he's had a congested schedule at age 38 with World Cup qualifying, and yet still has delivered. Still has just been the guy that Miami's counted on. I think the fact that he scores a hat trick in the final day epitomizes the kind of season that he has. But in saying all of that, he knows it. Everyone else knows it. Miami, the whole goal is to win MLS Cup. The whole goal when he signed with Inter Miami is to put a star above the crest and to win as many trophies as they can. They know they want that. David Beckham knows that his legacy with the LA Galaxy was enhanced when he won MLS Cup. He knows that for Messi and all of that. Listen, Messi's brought way more eyeballs than we would have ever seen, and more eyeballs now that are intriguing because now you've got more interest in the league from younger players around the world, from scouts and all of that. So listen, Messi's moved the meter, but I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. I think what's more of a surprise to me is he led World Cup qualifying in goal scoring while being 37-38 in Major League Soccer. I think that tells you he really is a unicorn.
Messi's going to sign a multi-year deal to remain in MLS and remain with Inter Miami. This is a huge, monument for Messi because of the fact that he's extending his stay. He decided that he was going to come here in July 2023 after winning the World Cup and be here through 2025. This now in the future for him to stay on with Inter Miami. We'll see how long it is multi-year wise, but for Messi to dedicate himself to Inter Miami and MLS again in the future, what do you think that means for the league going forward?
He's also got a vested interest, right? He's going to be an owner of this team when he's done playing. And so he understands that this is now his home. His family absolutely loves South Florida. The Moss family have done a fantastic job of helping them get acclimated very quickly within that climate and that, I would say, economy and just social wise, they've made it very easy for them. Listen, it's going to be intriguing to see what Inter Miami's roster looks like after 2025. You've got the news of Busquets and Alba retiring at the end of the year. Who knows what Suarez ends up doing? There's going to be big names that are connected. Rodrigo de Paul being one of those, but then there's also going to be another one with both Busquets and Alba retiring. And so just the way Miami's going to go about it, to have Messi there for at least another season or two, however long it is, I'm not putting it past him. He can still play. He's already shown that at age 38. And the way he takes care of his body, who's to say that's going to stop him? But I'm more intrigued about what the roster looks like after the end of this season because of the news of Busquets and Alba retiring. That doesn't mean Miami's not going to go out for bigger names.
I'm very interested because Alba, re-signed through 27, but decided he wanted to retire. Busquets is going to go to. Look, Inter Miami's played more matches than anybody in 2025. It's been incredible to see. Messi's a showstopper as well too. How do you think they will kind of? Is this going to be a failure if they don't win MLS Cup? Is this a failure for everything altogether with Inter Miami season because of how they fell short in the CONCACAF Champions Cup? They fell short in the FIFA Club World Cup, which they weren't expected to win. They fell short, in the Leagues Cup in the final against Seattle, and they were a game and a win short against the Philadelphia Union. How do you think it'll be a failure if they don't win MLS Cup this year?
I mean, listen, it's a failure for 2019 because only one team wins it, right? So it depends on how you define failure. I always think there's a little bit more nuance to how things are. In saying that, trophies are how Miami's going to judge their success. They know that. Everyone else knows that. That's how Messi judges his success. And so if they don't win MLS Cup, then absolutely 2025, in some essence, they failed to meet their expectations. However, they got out of their group at the FIFA Club World Cup. They beat a European team for the first time ever. A Major League Soccer team did that. And so that's why the word failure, listen, there's only one team that can win. And so everyone else is a failure. The ex-player comes to mind when I think of that. And listen, I lost 4 MLS Cups. I lost 3 of them in a row. Absolutely, we failed to meet our expectation to win a trophy. But to say the season was a failure, that's where you get a little bit more nuance, in my opinion, where you got to really look at it and see it. And yes, Miami's not going to win a trophy if they don't win MLS Cup. By their standards, I'd say, yeah, that's not what they set out to do.